G'day, welcome back to MGUY and welcome to this edition of MGUY EV News for Friday, the 17th of May, 2024. So following on from the story of the Joe Biden tariffs on Chinese EVs, this story came out a couple of days ago, but I think this guy's got a pretty good idea as to what those tariffs are going to do. Joe Biden has found a new way for electric cars to kill the economy. Hiding behind protectionist tariffs will cause Western manufacturers to stagnate. The price of a slick new BYD will double. The value of tech giant Xiaomi's new SUV, which will sync with your phone, will go through the roof. Anyone planning to switch to an electric vehicle who was hoping for an alternative to a Tesla or a battery-powered Ford will suddenly have to pay a lot more because President Biden is expected to unveil massive tariffs on Chinese-made electric cars this week, as indeed he did, 100% on Chinese EVs, up from 25%. But hold on, sure, we can all understand where he is coming from. China's drive to take over this industry is gathering pace, and history tells us that behind tariff walls, manufacturers can grow fat and lazy, selling lower quality products at higher prices. All Biden will end up doing is destroying the West's auto industry, when it would be far better to simply drop the obsession with EVs, as I said yesterday, and leave it to the market to lead the shift away from petrol vehicles instead. Telegraph always brilliant on this subject. Another story about the declining interest in EVs as Tesla's March registrations fall 12% as rivals gain EV share, US data shows. Ford, Hyundai and Kia gained significant share in the EV segment. New Tesla registrations fell for a second straight month in March, but the broader battery electric segment posted a modest gain on strong showings from Ford, Hyundai, Kia and other Tesla rivals, according to US data from S&P Global Mobility. Tesla had a 12% decline in March registrations compared with the same month last year to 50,474, the data showed. In February, Tesla suffered a 25% drop compared with the year earlier month. There's a lot of other brands we knew were coming with EVs, and they're here and they're competitive, said Tom Libby, Associate Director of Industry Analysis at S&P Global Mobility. When Tesla had 80% of the EV market, the standard thinking was that it couldn't last. Indeed. I'm surprised they're saying that there's strong showings from Ford, Hyundai and Kia. I'm not sure if that's on a percentage basis, because when the numbers for those percentages are so small, it doesn't take much to get a huge percentage increase. And what's happening because no one's buying Teslas? They're having to store them in abandoned parking lots. Tesla's storing unsold inventory at an abandoned mall parking lot. The electric automaker is renting parking lots to store thousands of vehicles. Parking lots full of Tesla vehicles are becoming impossible to ignore as the electric automaker seemingly can't sell enough cars and trucks to match its rate of production. According to its own figures, the electric automaker produced 46,561 more vehicles than it delivered to customers during the first quarter of 2024. Where are all these cars going? Parking lots at its factories, malls and airports. The Chesterfield Mall, about 20 miles west of St. Louis, has become an overflow lot for Tesla. Emblematic of American retail's current state, the mall is slated to be demolished and replaced with a $2 billion mixed-use project. The Steinberg Group, the mall's owner, is eking out the last drops of revenue before the mall's remaining tenants have to move out on August 31st. Tim Lowe, a Steinberg Group senior vice president, told KTVI, "We put a plan together to try and create alternative uses that would be able to use some of the remaining life left in the mall before we tear it down. One of those uses was allowing people to use the parking lot for different things. One of our users happens to be Tesla, who does have a dealership in the Chesterfield Valley, but does not have enough capacity at the dealership to park all of the cars they are bringing in. So they're renting space within the parking lot to store their cars. In other words, they're not selling them, they don't know where to put them, so they're having to put them in a parking lot." The EV depreciation debacle has reached CarWow, with Matt Watson doing a video on 10 terribly depreciating EVs. And here's just a clip. Go and watch the full thing at the description.
people have discovered how shocking the depreciation is on it. I found a 2023 Porsche Taycan Turbo S for sale through Porsche's approved used program for just £112,900. This car is only a year old and it only has 20 miles on it. However, it cost around £150,000 when it was new, without options. That means depreciation has cost the owner about £1,800 for each single mile they drove. It's insane.
And you know, poor Lee, the Macmaster, his Taycan is now, oh God, a third of what it cost. Less than £40,000, I think, and he paid £120,000 for it. Yikes. Punching Hertz while it's down again, because it's trying to sell off all these Teslas that it doesn't want anymore, and even that is not going well. Hertz's used Teslas are glitchy, damaged nightmares. It turns out buying a cheap EV that used to be a rental car isn't the best idea. Well, who'd have thought it? Hertz gambled and lost when it placed its big EV bet on Tesla a few years ago. It was a chance for the rental car company to shake up the industry. Instead, the company bought 30,000 Teslas, got scared away by depreciation and expensive repairs, and now wants to get rid of them. While all those used Teslas look to be great used car deals, it turns out high mileage EVs that were formerly rentals are horrible to own, as New York Magazine reported. Hertz had ambitions to make 20% of its rental fleet EVs, and it was going to start with a massive Tesla deal that saw the company purchase over 30,000. Expensive maintenance that the company didn't account for. I mean, how did they not account for this? Mind-blowing. Spooked the company enough to start to sell off its fleet. This made for incredible used EV buys, especially when you factor in the used EV tax credit of $4,000. People scrambled to Hertz dealers buying them up. One salesman at a Hertz dealer in Smithtown, New York, told New York Magazine that they were selling as many as 30 Teslas a week at one point. A slowdown came when buyers finally started to realize just what they got themselves into. Take BJ Panday of Irving, Texas. He went and purchased a 2022 Model 3 long range for just $25,000 for his wife earlier this year. Problems with it started not long after he purchased it. After getting a temporary title, he found the car wasn't reading voltage correctly. Soon, a body shop found a quarter-sized hole in the undercarriage he hadn't seen before, which led to revelations of deeper issues inside. Oh no. The high-voltage battery pack is damaged and could cause extreme safety concerns, a Tesla technician texted him. The hole in the battery pack turned out to be damage that was classified as exterior damage, resulting in a repair bill of over $13,000. Of course, that amount wasn't covered by warranty. Surprisingly, Hertz told Panday they would let him swap the car for another. That's good of them. Unfortunately, that meant 2 months of waiting while Panday still made his $500 car payment. Panday says this is when it dawned on him why Hertz was trying to offload these EVs. I realized why they were trying to get rid of those Teslas. If anything happens to a Tesla, then the bill is too high. Absolutely 100% correct. Well, I asked in one of my earlier videos this week whether Volvo was going to come back to real life and start making some petrol cars again, or whether it was going to double down on the EV madness. And it looks like it's doubling down on the EV madness. Volvo flat chat on EVs despite downturn. Until recently, it appeared certain an unstoppable EV wave was in the process of wiping out combustion-powered vehicles thanks to a combination of environmentally focused consumer sentiment and government regulation driving car maker product strategies. Well, that's a load of BS for a start. This year has been something of a reality check for electric vehicle sales, particularly in North America and Europe. With demand softening, it's turned to jelly. Appreciably, after early adopters and high-end buyers have seemingly had their EV appetite satisfied. We'll just skip to the main bit about Volvo. Yet, when Cars Guide asked Volvo Cars Australia Managing Director Stephen Connor if a slowing global EV market and concessions from other EV-centric makers might modify the company's local strategy, the answer is crystal clear. No, we never worry about what the competitors are doing. We watch what they're doing, but we don't worry about them. Everyone's saying the shine's coming off, we're not selling as many. But there are two camps, volume battery electric and what we would class as premium battery electric. Premium battery electric is still going up and there's increasing sales. Wow, brave man. Finally for today, we have another story on the self-driving cars, which has lost all credibility and is now trying to grab some of that back. The self-driving industry fumbled away public trust. Now it seeks a remedy. After persistent problems, the AV industry outlines how companies can mend relationships with consumers and regulators. I just think stop making them would be a good start. It's an in-depth article that you can read at the link, but a few choice extracts. Continued decline in AV, that's autonomous vehicle trust. Surveys indicate the public's patience with autonomous technology has dwindled. 66% of respondents to the AAA's January survey said they feared self-driving technology. Rightly so. That's an increase from 54% 3 years ago. At that time, 14% said they trusted the tech. Only 9% say they do now. This is not something that is going to be solved quickly. When stories keep coming out every week about new inquiries into self-driving tech and how many accidents they've caused, people are starting to wake up and realize that autonomous vehicles, self-driving vehicles, are a pipe dream. They have so far to go, and the technology that's around today just ain't good enough. All right, that's just about it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye for now.